So we finished up the gym. Well, almost got it finished. So let me give you guys a tour. All right, so when you first walk in the gym, directly across from the door, you got the 45-degree back extension that also goes parallel with multiple adjustments. You got the scale on the floor, checking weight, I guess to see how fat you are for the day. These rubber pads, I'm gonna actually take those and put those down on the sides of this when I'm doing back extensions. But eventually I'm gonna build a platform around this deal so that way whenever I'm going heavy on it, I can slam weight and not have to worry about it. Directly above that, you got the dry erase board for marking down progress. You gotta have your sound system in here, so I got this little sound bar. I've had it for a while, works really well. It's Bluetooth for a TV, got it for $35 on Black Friday, but it works amazing. Then on this wall, I got all my bars hung, my power bars, my specialty bars. Directly below it, got my deadlift platform, so that way it's just right there. And then across from that, we got the power rack, the half rack from Elite FTS. Eventually, I'm gonna build a platform in the middle of that, and where you see the rubber mats, there'll be a platform underneath those, so that way I can actually bolt the rack to the platform, which would be nice, so I don't have to worry about having bands on the pegs, and then being too heavy and having the bell and not having the floor protected. Got my farmer walk bars, got my buckets of chain, got my bench, all my collars, belts, wraps, accessories, chalk, pretty much. And over here is pretty neat. I got this little guy right here. This is to tell me what the temperature is and the humidity. Behind the power rack, I obviously have Old Glory. A little bit of motivation for the training session. Fan in the corner sitting on my box for squats. Got my boards for pressing, shoes. Back over here, I got my hack squat, which actually I took the pad off and put it down where the feet go. Simply just took it off from there, put it here on the back of this so I can use it for leg pressing because this pad right here was already there. But eventually I'm gonna take it to work, I'm gonna cut these off, I'm gonna take that pad off and I'm gonna weld a plate that comes up from here so that way I can actually properly leg press on it. You know, you already know if you watch the videos, the floor sealant, you know, we put that down with the walls, painted the rafters black, and then we got the lights up. We got 12 lights on each side. So they're pretty nice. They could be brighter, but they'll work for now. They take a minute to warm up, as you're about to see. So on this side of the gym, this side over there is for powerlifting. This side's for bodybuilding. Got the elliptical in the corner. Say what you want about ellipticals, but they're great for losing weight. I've had that for 7 years, and it's always been there for me when I need it. I got my tree for plates. Eventually, I'm gonna fill that up. My dumbbell rack, which is now dumbbell-less, which I don't really care to explain what happened to them. I'm just gonna buy another set. It's a long story. I got my foam pad, and I got my heavy bars for rolling out my knots in my legs and arms and everything else. And then directly in front of the dumbbell rack, we got a 6x6 padded platform so that way I can roll with the foam or stretch. And eventually I'm gonna get an incline-decline bench and put it on the foam pad. So that way, whenever I'm doing dumbbell work, if I wanna drop the weight, I can drop the weight and not have to worry about damaging the floor, which it's sitting on a 1 inch worth of plywood. I have 2 half-inch sheets screwed together, which is making the platform to protect the concrete. Little AC unit. Eventually I'll get hooked up. Got my leg extension leg curl machine, which of course, it's on leg extension now. Pull the pin and it comes up and then you're leg curling. I got my fan over here, which is nice when it's hot out. And this is again, we got another one on this side. You can't really see that, but it's 77 and 69% humidity. Over here on this side of the wall, we got all my attachments for the cable system. And then over here, we got my Mr. Teeter for doing my inversions, my hanging upside down to decompress the low back and the hips and everything else. It's really nice. Got it in the corner, tucked away, so that way it won't ever really be an issue or in the way. And if I'm feeling tight during an exercise or workout, I can easily come in here and use it. Now the mirrors, we took the J-bar off and we got creative. We got these little framing strips and we ran a 12-foot piece on the bottom and a 12-foot piece on the top. And then what we did was we cut these little 4-foot sections down right here. This is 4 foot, so we put a little lip on there. to catch it. So that way it holds in, and we put it right in the center of the mirrors. And then the same thing for down here. We just put a little lip in there to catch them. The wall's a little warped, so we had to get creative with it. Those little casualties during moving the mirrors, and the one on the end kind of got beat up a little bit, but overall they turned out pretty nice for the mirror wall. Now the center of the gym, which we already know about that, for this side is the cable crossover system, which is directly in the middle. So that way you have all your room for your attachments. Unlike in my other garage, it was too small and I couldn't really put any attachments over here without hitting the wall. I had the deadlift platform directly in the middle of this, which now it's not there. So now I'm able to do cable crossovers and anything else I feel like doing in here with plenty of room. Now eventually I'm getting an incline-decline bench to go on this. I'll be getting a preacher curl bench to go over there. I'll be getting my dumbbells whenever I buy another set. And I'll be getting a safety squat bar eventually. So here's the bodybuilding side of the gym. As you can tell now, the lights came on. They're pretty bright now. So this is going to be the bodybuilding side for pretty much fluff of work and accessories and just overall getting bigger to help get stronger. And then this side over here is your powerlifting side. Every and all things powerlifting. You got your main assistance work for me for the deadlift, and my leg press, my main assistance work for my squat for pressing power. You got your rack, your bench, your platform, pretty much everything I need, and then the few things left that I want to buy. And as far as it goes for this gym, I spent a lot of money on this gym, and I've had a lot of help. My buddy Richard, he helped me buy the cable crossover system. And that was a big, big benefit to me. And he comes over and trains from time to time. That was a huge benefit to me. The rack, my buddy Xavier helped me buy that. That was a huge benefit to me too. And I really appreciate him for that. So I've had help over the years with equipment, with some things. But for the most part, everything was scavenged for. So, and as far as it goes for this gym, I want to thank my buddy Brian for helping me tear out all the racks and put all the plywood up and scrape the floors. My buddy Ryan for helping me move in for 3 days straight and helping me get all the equipment over here and everything in the house. And then I also want to thank my buddy Richard for coming over and helping me put the equipment up. And I want to help him for hanging all the lights with me. Now my brother-in-law Ronnie and Chris came over and helped me do this side, and they showed me how to do it. So it's a thank you to them too. And then Richard came over and helped me till 3:30 in the morning putting these up over here, which was really nice of him also helping me put the equipment together. And I want to thank my wife for helping me pretty much put all the paint and do all the floors and the ceilings and everything else. It was a hell of a week getting everything over here and getting it set up. But overall, I think it was worth it, and I think it's going to pay off, because now I got me a nice little gym, my own little piece of the pie, that no one can tell me I'm being too loud, or I need to calm down, or I don't need to be yelling or screaming, and I don't have to be tripping over my own equipment. So that's the gym, guys. There's going to be more to come, and eventually I'm going to be filling up a few more little areas. All right.